What's up, YouTube? It's Connor and Aaron from Guns and Stuff. Today we're just going to make a quick little video explaining bullets and things that, some people might not know.
Just some basics about bullets. So let's get right into it.
There we go.
All right, so how I'm going to start this is I'm just going to show you guys the parts of the round or the bullet, ammo, casing, whatever you want to call it, okay? This part right here, this is the bullet. This is the actual projectile. That's what's leaving the barrel and heading to your target, okay? You got the casing right here, which is this whole thing minus the bullet, okay? Which is this whole thing, and that's what holds the gunpowder. So the gunpowder is in this right now, okay? Now we're going to move to the back. This little circle right there, that's called a primer. And what that does is the firing pin hits that and causes the chemical reaction and all that good stuff, okay? What you have here, this little groove, that's called the extractor groove. And what an extractor does on a gun is that's what pulls the casing, the used casing out of the gun. And that's where the extractor sits. That's where it actually pulls on it, okay? And I think that's about it for now. Okay, what I'm going to go over now is the difference between pistol cartridges, which are these two right here, and rifle cartridges. And obviously, as you can see, the rifle cartridges, the casings are a lot longer, and what that enables the round to do is hold more gunpowder. And the more gunpowder that's in the casing, the faster the bullet itself is going to move. And I'm going to explain all that later on in the video. We're just going to do one thing at a time here. And as you can see, it kind of gets more narrow up towards the bullet. And again, that just creates more pressure. Therefore, a faster bullet. And right here, they're just straight, almost the same size as the bullet. And yeah, we'll go to the next part. Okay. What we have here is a Colt AR-15, and this specific rifle is designed to shoot the 5.56 by 45 millimeter cartridge, okay? 5.56 is the diameter of the actual bullet right here, okay? It's 5.56 millimeters. And the 45 millimeters is the length of the case, okay? So this bullet is 5.56 millimeters in diameter with a 45 millimeter long case, okay? What I'm going to show you is how the barrel and the bullet work together to make the actual bullet leave the rifle at about 2,800, 2,900 feet per second. That's how bullets are measured in velocity. It's usually always feet per second, okay? Right here you have the chamber, okay? What that does is that holds the round in place, okay? So you pull the trigger, hammer goes forward, the hammer hits the firing pin, that goes forward and hits the primer here, okay? And that primer, once the firing pin hits that primer, that's when the chemical reaction starts happening. The powder in this case is going to burn up really, really, really fast, okay? And what that's doing is that's creating a huge amount of energy and pressure, and it's sending, and all the pressure is going this way, okay? And what that's doing is that's sending the round, or the bullet, down the barrel at extremely high speeds. So again, it's all that pressure, and that's why guns are extremely loud, is because that's the pressure actually leaving the muzzle, is the end of the barrel. So yeah, that's pretty much how the barrel works, and then we're going to go into a few other things about bullets here. Okay, now what we're going to talk about is grain, okay? And what I mean by grain is the weight of the actual projectile, okay? So I'll start with this. This is a 9 millimeter, okay? This bullet weighs 115 grains. And I hear a lot of people that come into the range I work at, they think that grain means the amount of powder in the casing, which is true, but 99% of the time when someone is talking about the grain of a bullet, they actually mean the grain of the bullet, okay? So this is a 9 millimeter, 115 grain projectile. This is a 45. This is a 230 grain projectile. This is a 5.56 with a 62 grain projectile. This is a 308 Winchester with a 147 grain projectile. And this is a 30-06 with 150 grain projectile, okay? Another way I can put this into perspective for you, working with feet per second, again, that's how the velocity is measured. We'll get these out of the way. You have a 308 and a 30-06. Both of these bullets or rounds shoot a 30 caliber projectile. And again, that's the diameter this way of the bullet. So it's 0.3 inches in diameter. This casing is not quite as long as that casing, okay? So this 30-06 is going to move at a faster feet per second because it has more powder behind it, okay? That's pretty much it for that. And another thing I wanted to talk about real quick. With bullets, you're going to hear caliber and you're going to hear millimeter, okay? And obviously millimeter is millimeter, but caliber is inches, okay? So I'm going to bring this one in. That's kind of big, but this is a 9 millimeter, so that's 9 millimeters in diameter, okay? This is a 45 caliber bullet, so what that means, it's 0.45 inches in diameter. So I know it's kind of funky, but that's just how it is. And this is a 50 caliber, so that's a half an inch in diameter. Again, this is just the bullet. This has nothing to do with the casing. This is the 30-06, and what that means is the 30 means 30 caliber bullet, and the .06, fun fact, the .06 means 1906, the year that this round was designed. And this is a 308, and it's a 7.62 millimeter bullet by 51, okay? Whereas this 30-06 is a 7.62 millimeter bullet by 63. And again, that second 63 or 51 is the length of the casing, okay? So grain, we'll go back. Grain is the weight of the projectile. With a similar grain, the more powder that's in the casing, the faster the bullet is going to be generally, okay? Bullets have a bunch of different grains, and some of them have different powders. Some people hand load their own. So this is just a general discussion on bullets, okay? So, yeah, we'll wrap up the video after that.
All right, well, hopefully you learned something from this video. If there's people out there who think that the whole thing goes down the barrel of the gun, it does not. Just the bullet.
Yep.
This whole thing is called the cartridge.
Yep, and remember this casing here holds the gunpowder. And there's a lot to do with the velocity, or the feet per second has a lot to do with the grain, again, the weight of the actual projectile, and how much powder is in the case, okay?
Clearly, this is going to have a lot more powder in it.
And energy.
Than this.
Yep, because that's... Yeah, I mean, look how much more powder can fit in this than this. But again, remember, this is a huge bullet. This is like a 750 grain bullet, and it takes a lot more energy to push that out of the barrel at a higher velocity, whereas this is just a 40 grain bullet, okay? So that's going to wrap up the ammo video. Hopefully it helped. Hopefully we went over some stuff that, you wanted answered. And yeah, we're going to wrap it up.
Again, this is just the basics of how
the parts of
it works.
The cartridge and all that good stuff. So thanks for checking us out. Share with your friends. From Guns and Stuff, we're signing out.